491 on our quest for 500. By the way, we are going to let's go ahead and kill that speaker right there because I don't believe I want to hear myself again. So there we go. There we go. Now let's go back down and hit this one because I think this one's going to be open. I don't know. I'm just going to sit here and do the show. Oh, Lord have mercy. Anyway, we are ready to go for show number 491. We are going to have to push the show back, our 500th show, which is okay, to April the 28th. Next week is Good Friday, which we intended to do the show. And upon looking on the schedule, I thought, no, I'm not going to do something to promote me on the Lord's Day when he got crucified. So, no, we're not going to do that at all. And the following week we'll be here at Bristol Motor Speedway, involved, of course, in Bush's Beans Pole Day on the 21st. So that's not going to fly. So we're going to pick back up and bring in you our 500th show coming up on Friday, April the 28th. And so that's when we're going to be here, and looking forward to that very, very much. Do want to say a big thank you to Bristol Motor Speedway. Check this out. We talked about this last week. I want to talk about this as much as I possibly can because it certainly is well deserving. Speedway offering the free race tickets to all the families and individuals who went through the Gatlinburg wildfires, again, who are recipients of the Dollywood Foundation's My People Fund. The fund provides $1,000 each month for up to 6 months to Sevier County families who lost their homes during the wildfires. Each family will receive 4 race tickets, and I think that's just awesome. And a big thank you again to Bristol Motor Speedway for stepping out and, again, stepping up and stepping out to help these folks who have been devastated by the fire. You know, the train rolls on. Other folks and other issues and stories and tragedies are ongoing, unfortunately, and so we may have forgotten a little bit about the Gatlinburg folks to a point, but they haven't forgotten. They're still trying to pick up the pieces. And so a big thank you to Bristol Motor Speedway for, again, stepping up to the plate and allowing these families to come up here and watch the Food City 500 in 19 days free. Compliments, again, of Bristol Motor Speedway. So those folks are coming. They're going to be excited. Also, if you're a fan of the WWE, in fact, he was there last night. Goldberg, obviously, was very much in the middle of the fray of last night's activities, and so he will be here serving as the honorary Chevrolet pace car driver for the Food City 500 on April the 23rd. Goldberg serving as host of Bristol's fan favorite driver intros during the last 2 April race weekends. In addition to his pace car role, Goldberg in town will also participate in pre-race ceremonies, a fan meet and greet, and serve as a host for Colossus TV. So all that's coming up on the 23rd. Yet another reason to get your tickets. Weekend package is starting out at $89, $10 for kids, $89 for adults. Kids, of course, classified as 12 and under. And again, go to the website bristoltix.com or call 423-BRISTOL on your cell phone. So again, that's what's coming up here at Bristol Motor Speedway. What went on yesterday, again at the Paperclip in Martinsville, Virginia, a race won by Kyle Busch, of course. Or not Kyle Busch, I'm wishful thinking, Brad Keselowski, who held off Kyle Busch to win the race. You just heard from Keselowski, who got the W. Top 10, Keselowski, Kyle Busch, Chase Elliott, Joey Logano, Austin Dillon, A.J. Allmendinger. Then finishing out the top 10, Clint Boyer, another solid run for the Stewart-Haas Racing Machine and that 14 team. Ryan Newman, another good run for RCR Racing, finishing 8th. Matt Kenseth 9th, and rounding out the top 10 was Ricky Stenhouse Jr. for Roush Fenway Racing. Knoxville's Trevor Bayne, by the way, finishing after qualifying 16th, finished 13th. Again, from yesterday, you had 14 cautions for 95 laps. You had 18 lead changes among 7 different drivers yesterday. Different folks who led that race. Kyle Larson, of course, Brad Keselowski, who won it, Joey Logano, Martin Truex, Denny Hamlin, Kyle Busch, Chase Elliott. All these guys led different parts of the race. Again, winning the outright race, again, was Brad Keselowski in the number 2 machine, his second win of the season. Points heading off to Texas now. Looks like this. Points go as follows. Kyle Larson still your leader with only a 4-point lead over the other young up-and-coming driver. He's not up-and-coming, he's here. Chase Elliott, Kyle Larson, Chase Elliott, Martin Truex Jr., Brad Keselowski, and Joey Logano. Penske drivers 4 and 5 currently in the points. Then comes Kyle Busch, Ryan Blaney, Clint Boyer, Jamie McMurray, and Kevin Harvick are the top 10 as we head off again to Texas Motor Speedway for the O'Reilly Auto Parts race coming up on Sunday. Won, of course, last year by the man they simply call Rowdy, Kyle Busch. So, again, you have at the top of the leaderboard Ganassi. Then you have Hendrick, Furniture Row, or Front Row Motorsports. You have Penske. You have Joe Gibbs, Wood Brothers. Then you have Clint Boyer, Stewart-Haas, Jamie McMurray, Ganassi, and Kevin Harvick, Stewart-Haas, rounding out the top 10 as far as the drivers and the companies in which they drive for. again in the NASCAR Monster Cup Series. Again, that's the STP 500 from yesterday. The stage wins, your leader right now in stage wins would be Martin Truex Jr. He's won 4 stage wins so far in 2017. Kevin Harvick's won 3, Chase Elliott's won 2, and Kyle Larson, Joey Logano, and Kyle Busch have all won 1 as far as the stage winners for 2017. Live at Bristol Motor Speedway, we got stories coming up. What's Jerry Jones talking about? What's he thinking? Talking about marijuana and the use of the National Football League. You know, where's this guy coming from? He's way off base. Maybe yes, maybe no. In my book, he's way off base, but he's getting some traction from some of the other owners. We'll tell you all about that coming up here in just a few minutes. Also, of course, the big basketball game tonight, the obvious, the national championship of college basketball. Gonzaga and North Carolina about to do battle in Phoenix, Arizona. We will hear from our friend Bill Robinson, the head basketball coach at Milligan College, coming up again at the top of the hour to catch him live from Phoenix, Arizona. Also, a bit later into the show, we will hear from our buddy Dave Martin. Dave hosts a show, Riding the Wave with Dave, every Saturday night in Cincinnati, Ohio, which I'm a contributor to, which I think is a pretty cool gig. And so we talk sports every Saturday night on his show in Cincinnati. And I said, you know what, we got to reciprocate, have you on our show. And so he's going to do that a little bit later on today. And he will be live in Cincinnati. We're having the parade downtown. Opening day is a big day in Cincinnati. It once was the official opening of Major League Baseball. They have since changed that. 3 games yesterday. And so it used to be the first game of the brand new season was always in Cincinnati. That is, as we said, changed, but it's still a big deal in Cincinnati nonetheless. Sellout crowd ready to go for the Reds and the Phillies coming up, weather permitting, at 4:10 this afternoon in Cincinnati. And we'll hear from Dave Martin live in downtown Cincinnati a little bit later on the show. See what's going on there in the Queen City, getting ready for baseball. Don't know what the prognosis is. Well, yeah, I do. I know what the prognosis is for 2017. Ain't going to be real good, I don't think. It's a rebuilding year for the Cincinnati Reds. But anyway, Dave's going to join us a bit later on in the show. Hey, Dawn Staley finally could raise an NCAA championship trophy as she helped coach South Carolina to the first national championship with a 12-point win over Mississippi State on Sunday night. She made the Final Four 3 times as a player at Virginia, but never won. She also led the Gamecocks to the national semifinals 2 years ago before losing to Notre Dame. Of course, this time she gets all the marbles and brings it home. Again, the Gamecocks won the title without their star center, Elena Coates, who hurt her ankle in the SEC tournament. So they still were strong enough to win without one of the big guns. And so they finish as the national champion at 33-4. Their counterpart also from the Southeastern Conference, go figure, it's a football conference, and there you go, a solid finish in the national championship of the ladies. Gamecocks go 33-4. Mississippi State finishes 34-5, and of course Mississippi State, had all the momentum after beating UConn, knocking them out of the ranks of the unbeaten and snapping that 111-game consecutive winning streak, but not enough to get over the hump, losing by 12 last night to their SEC counterpart, the Lady Gamecocks of South Carolina. So congratulations to Dawn Staley and South Carolina, bringing back a national championship back to the South, which is where we hope it happens today or tonight, when the Tar Heels, representing the South, take on Gonzaga, representing the West. And so for me and my money, it's a Southern thing. So we're looking forward to hopefully seeing North Carolina win it all tonight, again in the desert in Glendale, Arizona. The innocents await tonight. Interesting enough, here's the story. Talking about North Carolina's players who can win a national championship and then not be able to defend it. An epically long and contentious academic fraud investigation draws to a close. At North Carolina, there is a clear and present possibility of major sanctions to the football and to the basketball program. The innocents, the players and coaches who would be affected, would be victims of a situation they have absolutely nothing to do with, and he's right. The story is correct because it was before they came on board. The innocents, the innocents, the players and coaches who will be affected will be the victims because this happened long before they came. That is a major flaw with the NCAA enforcement model that has existed since 1952. The organization has not figured out a way to fairly bring down the hammer on a school long after the violations and the violators may have occurred and been there on campus. Sometimes the only folks left to punish are the existing coaches and players. That goes against every sense of fairness there is. And so North Carolina is still in the crosshairs of the NCAA. If they win tonight, who's to say they may have it stripped away from them? We don't know. But Could be a pretty tough story, needless to say, coming out of Glendale, Arizona tonight, if the North Carolina Tar Heels go ahead and win the national championship, which, again, being a Southern boy, is what we certainly hope they do. Quick break. We'll be right back. We'll have more for you live again from Bristol Motor Speedway on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City takes care of both male and female customers, but owner Kim Smith says they have a special care and concern for ladies.
Being a female in what's considered a man's business, I understand the trepidation that women may have when they come to the shop. They feel like they don't know about cars, they might be intimidated, but that's not the way we do business. Everybody's treated the same. We take the time to explain anything that they have questions about, the repair, the process, the part. We want to make sure people are comfortable with what we're going to do to their vehicle and that they understand. We do cater to women in a sense. We have a real nice waiting room with nice Keurig coffee and flavored creamers, air-conditioned, cushioned seats, TV, everything a girl could want while she waits for her car to be fixed.
American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City, open 6 days a week. Call today at 913-3111. At Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics, they treat thousands of patients each year dealing with diabetes and its effects. Diabetes overtaking our nation and leaving a path of destruction behind. Through wound care, office visits, and preventive care, they see most of the patients after a problem arises. Using diabetic footwear such as shoes and inserts, a great way to prevent or prolong skin breakdown and amputation. At Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics, they use only custom molds from patient mold inserts, which further ensure a great recovery, or better yet, prevents a wound from happening. They use custom molded shoes, bracing, custom inserts, and extra depth diabetic shoes to prevent wounds or other skin issues from beginning. Call today, 1-800-524-4447. 39 years, 6 locations, 1 family. Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics, 1-800-524-4447. If you're catching some waves or just playing in the yard, it is important to protect yourself. You may not feel the sun's heat, but UV rays can still damage your skin even in cloudy weather. Blue Lizard Sunscreen, recommended by pharmacists and dermatologists nationwide. Our SPF 30-plus formulations use only the highest quality ingredients for broad spectrum protection. As a reminder to protect yourself, our bottle turns blue when UV light is present. Blue Lizard, we've got you covered.
From the driveways where your kids play basketball and ride their bicycles, to the parking lots at your local church or grocery store, Bracken Paving is an important part of many neighborhoods in our area. No matter how large or how small the job, Bracken strives for excellence in every service they provide. It's a foundation for a strong community. Discover the difference at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. Give us a call or visit us online at brackenpaving.com.
Back live again on Bristol Motor Speedway. We is here ready to roll again on a beautiful day outside. Beautiful from the standpoint that we're not that far away from racing. That's what's beautiful about it, because we're 19 days out from the world's fastest half mile, and we are joined by our buddy again, Drew Bedard, again with us. And hit the magic button here, Mr. Drew, and right there it is. And hello, Tom. And let's see if you're there, and you is. Let's get you over here. Hello. Oh no, we gotta do this. That's right.
That's right.
There we go. Hello, sir. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. It is 19 days out from the world's fastest half mile, Food City 500.
I can't believe that.
Bush's Beans Pole Day.
Right.
And, I mean, it's here. It's hammer time, is it not?
It's go time for sure. Yeah, it's exciting here at the track. I mean, it's there's a lot of stuff going on. When we get into race month, it gets hectic, and a lot of people start showing up, and we need to get everything ready. And but yeah, we're very prepared, and Excited about it. I mean, it's going to be fun. I think it's going to be another great racing weekend. I think all the stage racing is proving to be exciting. Another good race at Martinsville yesterday. So I think we're pumped up. I want to remind everybody that we were talking about this Friday that race month pricing was kicking in, but still, if folks in the local area, if you're out there listening, you can still go to Food City stores. The adult tickets are $50. Kids tickets are $10. Now the kids tickets an everyday low price of $10. You can buy those here. Let me make sure I point in the right direction. Right here at the Bristol Motor Speedway ticket office. And our folks are standing by 423 Bristol or 866-415-4158. And so we're ready to go. You ready for the game tonight?
Oh, absolutely. BristolTix.com.
That's right.
It's a Southern thing, by the way. The Tar Heels and Gonzaga, number one versus number one. I mean, it has the makings of a storybook Cinderella finish, and all the pieces there to have a special night in basketball.
Yeah, and with pieces of Colossus TV looming overhead. That's been a big part of the story there.
There you go. Folks who don't know it, we got Colossus in Phoenix. Tell me about it.
That's right. Yeah, so our screens, as part of Colossus TV, it goes into a leasing program when they're not here. And actually all 4 of our screens are in Phoenix as part of their master kind of Megatron, I think is what I called it last week. So they take our screens, they move them over there, and kind of, it's funny because a lot of people have been calling it Colossus in Phoenix, which is hey, that's our thing here. So no, it's fine. It's great to hear the brand recognition out there, and maybe that'll get some people interested in coming to Bristol and being a part of it here.
How do you ship computer screens? Fly them in, truck
TV
them
screens,
out?
all those little LED screens, so that it's like a puzzle. It's like a jigsaw. You put them all together, kind of snap them all into place, and then they go up as one large screen. Do the same thing on the other side. So they take them down, split them apart. They put them into these custom boxes. GoVision, who's with Panasonic, that's the companies who do it. They put them in all these custom boxes, put them in an 18-wheeler.
Wow.
Head on out.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's Bristol, baby.
We had some screens at the Ryder Cup last year too. So you never know where you're going to see a piece of Colossus TV. But speaking of, it's Masters Week, which is nice. I'm always interested. It's Red Sox opening day, and it's Masters Week, so it's a nice sports week for me here.
Great day. In fact, we're going to be going live to Phoenix, Arizona, coming up here in a few minutes. Coach Bill Robinson of Milligan College is going to join us live from Phoenix.
Oh, that's great.
He's part of the North Carolina traveling parties. We're going to hear his bird's eye view of what it's like to be there for the national championship. And then we're going to Cincinnati. Talked to my man Dave Martin from WKRC Radio, who's there on site downtown, the parade, and he says, hey, in Cincinnati it should be a holiday to shut everything down because it's opening day in baseball.
It's kind of like, that's Boston.
Yeah.
It's pretty much, it's a holiday today.
So we're going to be talking to those two guys. We'll be later in the show live again here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Let's talk about Goldberg and let's talk about Gatlinburg.
Yeah.
Two neat things. Let's start first with a great human interest story. Once again, exceeding expectations. Bristol Motor Speedway helping out the folks in Gatlinburg.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and I talked about this a little bit last week, but we were able to partner with the Dollywood Foundation and the My People Fund to be able to give those folks in Gatlinburg that were affected by the fires. It was about 900 families that were displaced because of the fires, and we joined up with them, and they actually got tickets to the race. So it's a really neat program. Hopefully we can fulfill, give them a great day. We gave them a great day last week. Hopefully we can do it again, on April 23rd for the 25th anniversary of the Food City 500. And again, Food City was a big catalyst in this whole thing. I mean, with them being out front, I mean, they were one of the first responders to the Gatlinburg fires, and it's really just taking their lead and doing something that we can do. What's within our control. We can show them a great time at a great race. So that's going to be a lot of fun, April 23rd, and we're happy to do it. And with all those folks down there, they're neighbors. I mean, that's how we treat each other in Tennessee, and so we're excited to have them here.
Lots of parity in NASCAR. You look at up until yesterday, you had 5 different drivers winning 5 different races. Again, the first duplicate winner was Keselowski. And then you look at the age-wise. I had a stat last week. Under the age of 27, there are 7 drivers right now that are in and around the top 15 in points. So there is a youth movement of sorts in NASCAR.
Yep.
That plus the fact there's a lot of different winners. I think it's driving ticket sales. That's a good thing.
Yeah, and I mean, even with Keselowski winning yesterday, there was still a ton of parity in the field. I mean, you see Chase Elliott is consistently running up front. Kyle Larson, Ryan Blaney was back up there again. Austin Dillon finished in the top 10. It's just a lot of great young talent. I think that's going to make it fun for kids too, because kids, we've got this great pricing for kids, obviously $10 for the cup race for the Food City 500, but then it's free on Friday and Saturday, so why wouldn't you as parents want to bring your kids out? But also they can get attached to these younger drivers that are so cool and fun, and they're social media savvy. So it's a great time to see NASCAR, and I think the stages is kind of helping from a retention standpoint of people being able to sit down, now at a lap, 125 or 130. It's interesting. I mean, Ricky Stenhouse bumping Kyle Busch to get back into the top 10 yesterday to get that point. I mean, it just makes it interesting. It's kind of like a video game now, and I mean, for kids, it's a little bit more interesting. And now, even for I think it meets both objectives, because for kids, it's a little bit more like a video game. For adults, it's more scorekeeping. We're used to. Even in my generation, I mean, I grew up going to Red Sox games at Fenway, keeping a book, and doing that in basketball too, and keeping score. Is that it's more fun to do that now. You're kind of, what are these points? I think that's the fun part of it. So, but just going back for a second, you were asking about our boy Goldberg too, who unfortunately was vanquished by Brock Lesnar last night on WrestleMania. Cool setting there in Orlando. They did a good job. And so Bill Goldberg, we announced on Friday that he is going to be the official pace car driver for the Food City 500. This is his third year back. He is absolutely fantastic with fans. So if you guys have always wanted to meet him, he's going to be around all day on Food City 500 race day, and he's going to be in different premium areas. He's going to be at pre-race ceremonies, which we got a little secret that we're going to do with him at pre-race ceremonies, which is going to be fun. But he's an awesome dude, great ambassador for wrestling, but just a great guy in general, and he has always been great to us, and I think people will have a lot of fun seeing him on Sunday.
Loves to press the flesh. He loves to get out there and shake hands and kiss babies. Loves it. So if you're wanting to come, it's just another reason to come. The pre-race always something special at Bristol. Everything's special at Bristol. So 423 Bristol. For the tickets, bristoltix.com or 1-800 to be double sure, 1-800-792-0626, the number to call. So those tickets numbers are there. They have extended hours now at the ticket office because it's race month, and so we've got them coming to town, and we're going to have a new winner in the Food City 500 since Carl Edwards is not with us.
That's right, and I want to give everybody a tip, something to stay tuned to is our Facebook page. So you're watching on Facebook. Live, Tom Taylor Sports Show. Go over to our Bristol page after the show's over, of course. But go over to our Bristol Motor Speedway page and stay tuned, because we're going to use Facebook Live in a really innovative way, and I'm going to get you involved in it during race week, is to do more shows, have more fan education information. Pat Patterson's been doing weekend reports from the track. We're going to make that more interactive than ever. So if you haven't liked our Facebook page yet, I would do that this time around, because we're going to make it a lot of fun during race week to get ready for race weekend, where to park, what you can bring in your cooler, all those types of fan education. We're going to have Jose kind of as our man on the street. He's going to go out. He's going to do some things at Champion Chevrolet or Bill Gatton Chevrolet or Food City stores. We're going to send them all over the place to kind of do some live reports from those areas, just like you do. So we're going to have a lot of fun during race week. So like our Facebook page. I think you'll be entertained.
And share your Facebook page. Like it and share it.
Like it and share it. Like it and share it. And share our videos. So
yep. Senior Director of Brand Management of Bristol Motor Speedway, and he has taught me, if nothing else, like and share. Share and like.
That's
like
right.
And share.
Like and share.
And over.
That's right. Facebook tip for everybody out there. Ask everybody to share your Facebook page or your Facebook video or photo, because that's how it grows.
That's how it grows. North Carolina or Gonzaga, who do you like tonight? And why?
I think the popular pick is going to be North Carolina, obviously. Gonzaga's a great team, though. And I love, there's a poll up here on ESPN earlier said, what's the country think? And it was divided. Sounds like politics, but it was 50-50 right down the middle. I will be cheering for North Carolina, though, because my nephew likes North Carolina. My brother, my parents live in North Carolina. That tends to be who we root for a little bit more, is the Tar Heels down there. So,
Southern Thang.
Southern Thang, yeah. So I'm going to be rooting for the Tar Heels, but I think it's going to be a close game. And all these games have been just phenomenal. Congratulations to the South Carolina Gamecocks on the women's championship.
Yep. Lady Gamecocks, right at home. Big win for them. And, of course, Mississippi State did the unthinkable.
Unbelievable.
Broke UConn's 111 consecutive win string.
What did they do? They shut down the program now?
Yeah,
UConn basketball?
I don't know.
That's it. We're done.
I actually read someplace they said that Gino's in trouble.
Gino's in trouble. I love it.
I love it. He loses one game out of 111. He's in trouble.
Sounds like Tennessee football.
You got hit the bell.
Oh man.
There you go. There you have it.
Yeah, I've been watching all the preseason reports from Tennessee football, and it's same sort of hypey goodness that you look forward to with Tennessee football. But they do look like they've got some decent athletes. I mean, they're losing a couple. You're losing Cam Sutton and Derek Barnett and Josh Dobbs. How about Josh Dobbs in his pro day last week? That's pretty impressive.
Pretty impressive. So was Derek Barnett.
I don't know if they just talked that up, but I mean, seeing some of the scouts say that he looked impressive, I think Josh is going to get drafted as much for his athletic skill, which I think is promising, but still, he probably hasn't met his full potential yet because he studied so hard, which is great. That's what kids should do in college. But I think his brain, I think with quarterbacks, they're looking for smarts. They're looking for gravitas, you know what I mean? Somebody with the acumen to get the playbook, because the playbooks in the NFL are insane. They're like encyclopedias. So, yeah. So I was happy to see old Josh do well in his pro day.
I've even read where they're going to draft him for a tight end because the guy.
Get at it. He's not big enough to be a tight end. He's
so
tall enough, but he's not bulky enough.
Or a slot guy.
Those guys get killed over the middle or out, running those routes to the sidelines. I mean, they get beat up. Look at Gronk.
Yeah.
How about Gronk in WrestleMania?
Guy's got some guns, doesn't he? He's a big man.
So he's always looking to up the Gronk brand, isn't he?
And he's not the biggest guy out there. Imagine this guy. Yeah. I mean, he's not even the biggest one out there, and there's some big boys.
I think Josh. I mean, to have him as a swing, maybe a receiver. He's tall enough to be a receiver, but I don't know. I think he's got all the intangibles to be one of those quarterbacks. Teddy Bridgewater. Teddy was starting, so hopefully he comes back healthy this year. But okay, I'm done.
Dobbs looks good. He would look good in silver and black.
Yeah, he would look good in silver. That's right. In Las Vegas,
a
couple years
like
anyway.
That?
Oh, the Vegas thing? I love it.
Yeah.
And I know people are worried because Vegas, by its demographics and its population size, is a smaller market. But I think people are going to embrace the heck out of football in Vegas. I think it'll be a destination for the West Coast. I think people will take those Southwest Airlines flights and they'll fly for $50 and fly into Vegas for the weekend, do it up big, and go to a football game at a beautiful NFL stadium. I think it's a great thing. And I think it's a great thing for the NFL look, there's going to be a Final Four in that stadium. There's going to be blank. There's going to be a WrestleMania in that stadium. Yeah, I think it's a great thing. So,
gambling piece doesn't bother you. It's okay.
Yeah, everybody's doing it anyway.
Yeah.
Just embrace it. It's all these things. The government should just tax all this stuff and just let them do it. Do it legally. Make it legal. Make it. It's probably going to be, more fun or just easier for people, and not as I don't know. It's so. Has this negative connotation now. I think people are doing it anyway. It can be one of those things that can be a problem for people, but if people are already doing it and they're doing it responsibly, then why not? They got an NHL team starting this year, right? The Golden Knights. Why didn't they just call them the Knights? Why'd they have to call them the Golden Knights? I guess Vegas.
Casino, yeah.
Yeah, Vegas.
Golden Nuggets and all that.
Yeah, Golden Nuggets. I got you. All right. Have a good day on the show.
Appreciate you, my friend. 491, our buddy Drew Bedard of Bristol Motor Speedway will be right back.
At FCA, we're touching millions one heart at a time. Since 1954, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes has been putting the heart and soul in sports by challenging athletes and coaches to impact the world for Jesus Christ. As the largest sports ministry in the world, FCA now reaches over 2 million people annually on the professional, college, high school, junior high, and youth levels. Through this shared passion for athletics and faith, lives are changed, one heart at a time. Learn more at fca.org.
American Import Auto Repair in Johnson City takes care of both male and female customers, but owner Kim Smith says they have a special care and concern for ladies.
Being a female in what's considered a man's business, I understand the trepidation that women may have when they come to the shop. They feel like they don't know about cars, they might be intimidated, but that's not the way we do business. Everybody's treated the same. We take the time to explain anything that they have questions about, the repair, the process, the part. We want to make sure people are comfortable with what we're going to do to their vehicle and that they understand. We do cater to women in a sense. We have a real nice waiting room with nice Keurig coffee and flavored creamers, air-conditioned, cushioned seats, TV, everything a girl could want while she waits for her car to be fixed.
American Import Auto Repair in Johnson City, open 6 days a week. Call today at 913-3111.
It's Friday night at 7 o'clock. You've been involved in a car accident. You may be out of state on vacation or just a few miles from home. What do? Who do you call? At Farmers Insurance Group, one call is all you have to make. Hello, this is Jim Klein, an agent with Farmers Insurance. It's called One and Done. You don't have to wait till Monday morning to file a claim. You can make the initial call and we'll begin right away to help you. We assist you in moving the vehicle to a certified repair shop, getting you set up with rental car, and informing your agent. Then here at the staff at Jim Klein Farmers Insurance, we follow the claim through to the end. It's that easy. One and Done. We're your one and done location for all your insurance needs. Auto, home, life, commercial, workers' comp, and bonds. We can help you with all your insurance needs. Give me a call today, Jim Klein Farmers Insurance at 247-5400. Your one and done location in Kingsport, 247-5400.
Any day is a good day to get a tray from Chick-fil-A. Over 10 to choose from. Perfect for having the gang over to watch the big game, birthday parties, church get-togethers, backyard gatherings, everything from fruit trays to garden salad trays to nuggets and chicken strip trays. And for the sweet tooth, try the cinnamon cluster or chocolate chunk cookie tray. So you see, any day is a good day to get a tray from Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A at the Crossings in North Johnson City.
How you doing, my friend? Doing good? You want to sit down and talk? All right. We're back live with the Tom Taylor Sports Show. My man Chase. Who won the late model Friday night?
It was postponed till this Friday.
Because of the rain?
Yeah.
Okay. The weather and rain and all that. So we're cracking back up this Friday night at Kingsport Speedway. It was the Food City 175. That was a good turnout, from what I could tell. And some good racing, some beating and banging. So it's all good at the Speedway. My man off camera who doesn't want to come on camera, but he does a great job, is a young man who works at Kingsport Speedway on his spare time. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you. We're live here again at Bristol Motor Speedway, the ticket office. Again, 423 Bristol, bristoltix.com, or again, 1-800-792-0626 is the number to call for you to get tickets and be ready to go for the world's fastest half mile. It's here, folks. It's race week, or not race week, race month. We're 19 days out from the Bush's Beans Pole Day. If you'd like to win tickets, here it is. Here's how you can do it. Look right there, the Bristol Motor Speedway NASCAR. Again, thanks to Appalachian Digital for doing what they do each and every day. Lord have mercy. Where would I be without Jeremiah Clark? I'd be hung out to dry. This guy is amazing. And Michael Smith. Anyway, TomTaylorSports.com/contest. Again, you can get your name in the bucket, giving away another family 4-pack on Friday. And here's our latest winner. Last Friday, Jimmy Conkin of Fall Branch wins the family 4-pack of tickets. And so all you got to do is, again, as you see right here on the screen, go to TomTaylorSports.com/contest, and good luck. See if we can't make you a winner coming up this coming Friday. And the time is slipping through the hourglass. You're running out of time to, again, get your name in the bucket and get ready to go. So it's going to be good. Let's talk about the game tonight. The game, of course, is coming up. You've got North Carolina and Gonzaga. Gonzaga 37-1, the big 7-footer in the middle. He has 3 inches and 40 pounds on the Tar Heels, big guy in the middle. 6'10", 260, Kennedy Meeks, who may have had the best game of his career in Saturday's win over Oregon, had 25 points, 14 boards, a double-double. And so Kennedy, I thought, was awesome, said his coach, Roy Williams, and he was. And so Karnowski, the big load in the middle, on the other side, 7'1", 300-pound beast. Lord have mercy, that's a big one right there. Would you like to have his feed, Bill? Goodness gracious. Karnowski, 7'1", 300-pounder. And the other guy in the middle, Meeks, at 6'10" and 260. Of course, the Zags also have another 7-footer, 7-foot, 230-pound Zach Collins, and so who had a big three-pointer giving Gonzaga the lead. So this guy stepped out there and jacked a three and sank it. So you got some meat on the hoof coming up tonight. It's going to be a great matchup again. These two schools hooking up. North Carolina 32-7, the number one seed in the South, looking for its 5th national title. Gonzaga, the number one seed in the West, finally has made it after knocking on the door so many times under Coach Mark Few. So it will be a fantastic game starting at 9:20 tonight. Don't get that. Well, I do get it because it's out in Arizona, so they're 3 hours behind us here on the eastern seaboard. But still, 9:20 tonight. For kids wanting to watch the game, go to school the next day, it's going to be pretty late. I would guess after midnight before it's over with. So not just for the kids, but for other people too. They have to get up and go to work the next day. So anyway, it's going to be worth sitting up for, though. I can guarantee you that. Carolina 32-7, and Gonzaga again coming to the ball game, as we said, with a fantastic record of 37-1. So it all gets going tonight at 9:20 again in Arizona. In fact, we're going to be talking to Bill Robinson, the head coach of the Milligan College Buffaloes, coming up about that here in just a little while. We're due to join him coming up in about 5 or 6 minutes, as a matter of fact. So looking forward to that. Major League Baseball from yesterday: Tampa Bay beat the Yankees 7-3 in the very first game chronologically of the 2017 season. Also yesterday, Arizona beat San Francisco 6-5. Had a record of sorts set by Bumgarner for the San Francisco Giants. We'll tell you about that in a moment. Then last night, the Cubbies lose first game of the year against their dreaded rival, the St. Louis Cardinals, again defeating the Cubs in the lid lifter for the 2017 season for the Cubs. Of course, the reigning World Series champions. So that was a big win for the Cardinals last night, 4-3. Here's who's playing, what's going on today. By the way, Daniel Norris, the young man out of Johnson City, will be the third pitcher in the rotation for Detroit coming up later on this week when the Detroit Tigers take on the White Sox. And so their opening day is today in Chicago. So he will pitch, he will pitch Thursday. He'll pitch Thursday, will be Daniel Norris. They're off tomorrow. We'll pick back up on Wednesday and Thursday. So Norris will go theoretically on Thursday for Detroit against the White Sox. You've got Tampa Bay, again, defeating the Yankees, we said yesterday, 7-3. So today you got Pittsburgh and Boston. It'll be the Pirates and the Red Sox at Fenway today. Toronto at Baltimore. Detroit at Chicago, as we said. Kansas City and Minnesota. Tonight under the lights, Cleveland and Texas. Seattle and Houston. And the Angels continue to, not continue, but start their season in Oakland against the A's tonight. In the National League, afternoon affairs, Miami at Washington. Again, Julio Teheran will be on the mound against Syndergaard. It'll be the Braves and the Mets in a 1:10 first pitch, weather permitting in New York today. As we told you, Pittsburgh at Boston this afternoon, Colorado, Milwaukee. Philadelphia will be in Cincinnati to battle the Reds, a 4:10 first pitch. We'll go live to Cincinnati coming up in about a half hour to see what's going on there. And also San Diego will take on Clayton Kershaw, the Dodgers, and the 4:10 first pitch later on today from Dodger Stadium in Chavez Ravine. So that's what's going on again in Major League Baseball on this first full day of opening day baseball 2017. The weather may get some of them, but for all intents and purposes, should be in pretty good shape weather-wise for most of the ballparks in Major League Baseball. NBA from yesterday and last night. Let's take a look at who won. My boys won, the San Antonio Spurs over Utah, 109-103. Russell Westbrook did it again, yet another triple-double, his 40th of his season, and so he's one away from breaking the record. And so Boston, Charlotte, Dallas, the Lakers, Brooklyn, the Bulls, Cleveland in overtime. The world champion beat Indiana 135-130 in double overtime. Denver, Toronto, Golden State, and Houston all get W's. And so big night last night for Russell Westbrook. Again, yet another triple-double under his belt. He has now 40 on the season for Westbrook. Only one game tonight, Portland and Minnesota. The Trailblazers in Minnesota against the Timberwolves. On the ice yesterday from the National Hockey League. By the way, the NBA right now, the folks have punched their ticket for postseason play at the Eastern Conference will be Boston, Toronto, Washington, and of course the Cavaliers, the defending world champions. In the Western Conference, my boys, the San Antonio Spurs, also Houston and Memphis and Utah and Oklahoma City and Golden State and the Clippers are all in postseason play in the Western Conference of the NBA. So big day yesterday for the NBA and Russell Westbrook. Again, for the National Hockey League, how'd it go yesterday? It was the St. Louis Blues skating past Nashville 4-1. Other winners: Boston over Chicago 3-2. Islanders skate past Buffalo 4-2. It was the Penguins, the defending Stanley Cup champions, getting past Carolina 3-2. Also from yesterday, Minnesota skates past Colorado 5-2. Washington over Columbus 3-2. You have Tampa Bay doubles up Dallas on the ice 6-3. San Jose beat Vancouver, the Canucks 3-1. Rangers 4, Philadelphia 3, and Anaheim and Arizona also get wins on the ice in the National Hockey League. 3 on tap tonight. Ottawa skates at Detroit. Toronto skates at Buffalo, and Montreal, the Canadiens in Florida, skating there tonight. Only 3 games on tap in the National Hockey League for this, again, Monday, April the 3rd, 2017. We will take a break. We will come right back, and we will do the Skype. And so we'll do that. We'll check in with our guy, Bill Robinson, due to join us live in Phoenix, Arizona. Coming up next here is we're live at Bristol Motor Speedway on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
Any day is a good day to get a tray from Chick-fil-A. Over 10 to choose from. Perfect for having the gang over to watch the big game, birthday parties, church get-togethers, backyard gatherings, everything from fruit trays to garden salad trays to nuggets and chicken strip trays. And for the sweet tooth, try the cinnamon cluster or chocolate chunk cookie tray. So you see, any day is a good day to get a tray from Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A at the crossings in North Johnson City.
The deals are heating up for Truck Month at Champion Chevrolet on the Motor Mile in Johnson City. Over 300 new Chevys to choose from, all with incredible savings. $11,000 off MSRP on 16 Silverado All-Star Crew Cabs. Check out the savings online at championjc.com. 16 Silverado Crew Cab, $33,685. 16 Track, $17,460. 16 Equinox, $21,615. 16 Traverse, $27,365. Champion Chevrolet on the Motor Mile in Johnson City, where we leave you asking, how do they do that?
At American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City, one of the 8 areas of your vehicle that takes constant continuing education is the air conditioner on your vehicle.
Well, you would think that AC would be a simple one, but it's getting to be a lot bigger than just AC. It's the management of the system, not just AC, but heat and everything. It's a lot more computer controlled than it used to be. It used to be just a little button on the dash that you pushed. Now there's all kinds of electronics involved in that. Braking systems used to be fairly simple. Now some of the newer vehicles, you have to have a computer to actually operate the braking system to make sure that it's okay after you've worked on it. Computer controlled of the engine is becoming very important. There's a lot to that. Each one of these areas, the technology is just tripled and quadrupled in the last few years. It's hard to keep up. You really need to stay in the books and know what's going on with them.
American Import and Auto Repair, Johnson City, open 6 days a week. Call today at 913-3111.
From the driveways where your kids play basketball and ride their bicycles, to the parking lots at your local church or grocery store, Bracken Paving is an important part of many neighborhoods in our area. No matter how large or how small the job, Bracken strives for excellence in every service they provide. It's a foundation for a strong community. Discover the difference at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. Give us a call or visit us online at brackenpaving.com.
Your life is always changing. You never know what shape it will take, or how your financial needs might change. But if we talk about your investments and how they can provide for you and your family, the future becomes clear. At Wells Fargo Advisors, we believe conversation leads to financial clarity. Let's start a conversation today.
So let's go to the phone. He's there again. He is live with us in Phoenix, Arizona. Coach Bill Robinson of Milligan College. Good afternoon, sir. How you doing?
Good, Tom. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Man, it sounds clear as a bell. Thanks for checking in with us. So you've had a heck of a weekend. Baseball and NBA and college basketball. Kind of tell us about the weekend for Coach Bill Robinson.
We flew in Friday afternoon at Phoenix time. We got a chance to register for the convention and get a chance to spend some time with some friends and hang out with Ted Barrett here at the house, Major League umpire who's allowing us to stay at his house this weekend. And then we got to go to Legends of the Hardwood breakfast on Saturday morning. Got a chance to see Paul Westphal, Phoenix legend, both as a player and as a coach with the Suns. Got a chance to see him receive an award and just meet with good friends and really get to see some awesome speakers too. And then Saturday was obviously the huge semifinals games, and got to see our Tar Heels hang on and win it. And yesterday was a huge day. Got to go to church. They have a non-denominational church service with the NABC, and Pastor Brett Fuller, who's used to be the former chaplain in the NABC, was speaker, and then went straight to the Giants Diamondbacks game. Got to see Mess and Bumgarner hit 2 home runs on opening day, and got to see him against Greinke, and then literally walked 2 blocks to the Phoenix Suns arena and got to see them play the Houston Rockets last night. So it's been a great weekend so far.
An awesome weekend. Again, we're talking to Coach Robinson live again from Phoenix, Arizona. So, we're not there, obviously. Kind of take us to it. What was it like to be inside that arena on Saturday night with those 2 great ball games?
Well, one of the things we noticed right away is when you have 3 teams that have not been to a Final Four in a long time, the fans were just incredible. And sometimes when you get somebody like a Kentucky, or they obviously travel well too, but teams who've been there sometimes, maybe they're just not the type of electric atmospheres, maybe not quite the same. But obviously Oregon hadn't been there since the 30s, and the other 2 hadn't been there at all. So, and Carolina, of course, travels great too. So it was almost seemed special. It seemed like it was maybe a little bit better than it had been in the past. But 2 great games, and both decided real late. So it was just a great night of basketball.
It's like a who's who sitting out there, and you just kind of look around and go, gosh, there's this person, there's that person. It's like a who's who out in the stands watching these games.
It is. It's incredible. We walked in with Jim Boeheim from Syracuse. And, of course, with the Carolina connections, we were George Lynch, who was a great player there years ago, walked past us on the street yesterday. We got a chance to hang out at the hotel a little bit last night. Jackson Simmons, the former Carolina guy, is staying with us, and he went to the hotel, and he went up to visit with the players. We sat in the lobby. But got a chance to see 4 or 5, Isaiah Hicks, Tony Bradley, Joel Berry all walked in while we were sitting there. Got a chance to say hi to those guys. And Kurt Warner, former quarterback for the Arizona Cardinals, got a chance to he walked right past us on the street last night too. So you just never know who you're going to see.
Talking to Bill Robinson live again in Phoenix, Arizona, the head coach of Milligan College. He's there, again, ready for tonight's Final Four. So, hey, analyze this thing. Tell me what you think. Obviously, you're out there pulling for the Tar Heels because you work Coach Williams' camp in the summer. But let's take a step back as a coach and as a fan and analyze this game. What's going to be the keys tonight?
I think Joel Berry's going to have to play a lot better than he did the other night for the Tar Heels. He was 2 for 14 and hit his first one. We all kind of thought that maybe he's over the ankle injury and they're going to need him. And obviously, Kennedy Meeks played great the other night, and Justin Jackson played great. But part of the fear from a Carolina fan and maybe from a coaching perspective is, Gonzaga has been coming. Just their program's been growing and getting better and better. And Coach Few is an awesome coach. Ironically, Coach Few and Coach Williams are really good friends. So it should make for a competitive night, but yet it should be a good sportsmanship night too. But they've got huge size, and Williams Goss is a really, really good player. Because they're on the West Coast, I don't get a chance to see them play much during the season. Ironically, the one time I got to watch a good quality of the game, they were playing BYU the night they got beat. But Williams Goss is really, really good. Pinson's going to have to do a great job on him. I think tempo will be a huge issue if Carolina can keep the pace fast and get up and down and force Karnowski to have to run with their post players. I think that will be a huge issue tonight. And obviously, they're going to have to make some free throws. I've never seen a game end the way a game ended on Saturday night, and to miss 4 free throws in the last 6 seconds and get 2 offensive rebounds to win the game, just never seen anything like that.
So go back to fundamentals. These guys just didn't box out. Oregon just didn't box out. That's just fundamentals 101 as a coach?
They didn't. They just missed. And you talk about how physical you need to be, and late in a game especially. And I've lost a game, not being able to get a rebound off a missed free throw late. And my college coach used to to be great, you've got to get that one stop, and you need that one stop, or get that one basket when you need to get that one basket. And Carolina's obviously the best rebounding team in the country, and offensive rebounds is a huge part of their game. So I think that's going to be a huge key for Gonzaga. They're going to have to limit offensive rebounds.
We're talking to Bill Robinson again live at the Final Four in Phoenix, Arizona, getting ready for the night's big national title showdown. Last question over on the ladies' side. Man, what a run by Mississippi State to knock off Gino and the UConn Lady Huskies and stop that streak. And from a coaching standpoint, I guess that's almost one of those unthinkable records, 111 straight wins, 10 Final Fours, consecutive Final Fours. I mean, what a run by Gino and the Lady Huskies in a year that's supposed to be a rebuilding year. So I think that's great for basketball.
It is great for basketball. I guess it was 2008, I got a chance to do a clinic with Gino in Charlotte. He's a great guy, and he's super nice to our guys, and we actually demonstrated the stuff that he was teaching, and people had said, be careful. He's a really tough guy, and he's going to be tough on your guys, and you guys better work hard. And he met with our guys and was just super nice and put them at ease, and just had a really, his whole, maybe his reputation was completely shot for me, because he was way nicer and just such a great guy. I really enjoyed it. So I root, and my wife's from Connecticut, so we end up rooting for the UConn teams, and ironically enough, we got into the house here just in time to watch the second half, and they just got outplayed. And they've got great talent. He's a great coach, obviously, and what an unbelievable run. But I actually think it's probably good for basketball to you just don't want somebody who can dominate it for that long. So what a great game, and basketball's basketball. I just love to watch it regardless of what level it is.
Coach, thanks for your time. I know you're having a great time out there in Phoenix, Arizona. Enjoy it and soak up all the great atmosphere. And thanks again for giving us a call and a listen. And hey, we'll talk to you when you get back in town, all right?
Sounds great, Tom. Thanks so much.
Yep, great job again. Bill Robinson, the head basketball coach at Milligan College, joining us live from Phoenix, Arizona, and appreciate that very much. Now we go from him, again in Phoenix, Arizona. We're going to come right back, and here he is, our buddy. There he is.
The director of ticket sales.
The director of ticket sales. Again, our buddy Landon Owen with us here again. And we're here right outside his office, and it's here, baby. It's Bristol, baby, and we're rolling, and it's race month. Ready to go?
It is. Yeah, we're ready. It is 3 weeks away. We've got, Texas this weekend, and then we've got the Easter break, and then we're rolling into Bristol.
Absolutely, and we 19 days out,
yep,
as we said, and of course we're into the April month ticket sales, but still a great value. And a guy like Kozlowski brings home the checkers yesterday, the second time this season. He brings home the win, and so a lot of parity right now. He's the first duplicate winner. So through the first 6 races, you've had 5 different winners, one winning twice. That's good. That moves tickets. That gets people interested. It's not the same old, right?
Yeah, it definitely spreads the wealth around. When people are coming to a racetrack, there's 40 different teams they can root for, versus a football game where there's usually one dominant team. So yeah, we do have to spread the love a little bit, so that does make it nice for us. But yeah, I like seeing those guys. I like old Bad Brad. He's good. I like him. He's a good dude, and definitely does a lot. He's been doing some neat stuff this year, like just going out into the campgrounds and doing his own Facebook Live, just talking with race fans. And he's a guy who gets it. He's just out there. He's kind of a his fan base grows by the week, and hopefully he'll get a few more here at Bristol, and who knows, he might end up with the checkers.
Somebody's going to get it because Carl Edwards is not back this year. We'll crown a new champion for the Food City 500 in 19 days. We're talking to the director of ticket sales, Landon Owen. Let's jump back from racing for just a second. And what do you think about that SmackDown? We got Goldberg coming to town.
Yeah.
But Goldberg was in the fray last night and didn't come out so hot down in Orlando.
He got the off ramp to Suplex City, I think, as they say in that world.
The off ramp of the Suplex City.
Yeah, he
hit it. That's good. Go ahead.
He took a ride. he got himself thrown around a little bit, but he dished out his own. We had some friends together here from work, and we got together and watched him. And I wish it would have turned out different for him. It would have been great of bringing the strap, as they say, if he could bring the strap here. But sadly, he's not going to have that. But his catchphrase was always "Who's next?" And I believe we're next.
Yes.
So we will have Bill Goldberg here doing driver intros and driving the pace car and doing some other things. And he's just, he's a man of the people. That's why he came back to wrestling. And his son is a main part of that. Well, his son wanted him to come back here. He said, Dad, I want to go back to Bristol. So, yeah, they'll be here, and he always does a great job for us.
We're talking again to the Director of Ticket Sales, Landon Owens. We're live here at Bristol Motor Speedway, show number 491 again on this.
Getting close.
Getting close, baby. We're winding this puppy down, 500 shows.
Yeah.
Who'd have thunk it, right?
I would. I had faith. I have faith.
There you go.
That's right.
All right, tonight you got the Tar Heels and Gonzaga. What do you think tonight?
We were split. Little heavy on the Gonzaga side, actually, with our crew. So I'm going to go with the majority. I like different winners. I had Carolina in the finals going all the way through with my bracket, but I like to see different teams win. Just like you're saying with NASCAR, I like to see different teams. And with Villanova last year, it had been 30 years for them, and to have a new winner perhaps this year, I think is good for the sport. It opens eyes for kids in recruiting. So you know what? I don't have to go to a Duke or a Kentucky or a Carolina or a Kansas just to get noticed. You can go anywhere. If you can play, they'll find you.
They're going to find you.
Yeah, even in when you get into football and baseball, even more so. You'll develop a reputation. If you can play, kids, if you can play, they'll find you.
Sure. I say that all the time because of this right here.
Yep, that's right.
I can sit in the stands and watch Landon Owen play, record you, hit it, and send it to a coach.
And it just go viral, because...
Who is that bad dude?
Yeah.
Who's that bad lad running that football out there?
Yeah.
That'd be L.O.
I don't know that I'd be famous. No.
You're famous in my book, so.
Made up for a tremendous lack of arm strength with an incredible lack of foot speed. So, no, I didn't have it. My videos wouldn't be Reggie Bush, that's for sure.
We're talking to Landon Owen, the Director of Ticket Sales. Well, you got these, you talk about meat on the hoof. Karnowski, 7 feet, 330? Kennedy Meeks in the middle for North Carolina, 6'10", 260. You got Collins, another 7-footer, stepped out there and stroked a 3 the other night. So
they got some
you got
horses.
the speed, but you got some horses too. You got some meat on the hoof.
A lot of the guys, your counterparts in the sports media are talking about Gonzaga's depth and size. That Carolina's, who do they ever have to go up against? It's bigger than them.
Really,
I can't think of anybody.
That's a great point.
They're bigger and deeper, and they've got just as much to go as they do. Gonzaga will try to push tempo, but North Carolina's in a different world in terms of tempo. So it'll be interesting. It'll be a good game.
Talking to Landon Owen, the Director of Ticket Sales, again here at Bristol Motor Speedway. You look at the other sport getting ready to crank up today. Your Mets, Syndergaard on the hill against Julio Teheran and the Braves in New York. And my buddy down in Kingsport, the K-Mets, Josh Lawson, I have him on all the time. He said, man, we got the best pitching staff in baseball. We got to prove it this year. And so he feels like this is going to be the year they're going to win it all.
Let's hope so. We've had the best pitching staff in disabled list history last year. It was rough. But if those guys can come back, and they all say they're healthy except for the lefty, Mats. But, yeah, we're getting ready to start up our season in probably about an hour, and I'll be out here watching. You might get some company a little later. But, yeah, let's go Mets.
Syndergaard's come up with a new pitch this year. He said, I want some more control of my ball. He just picked up a breaking ball. Is that what he's worked on?
He doesn't need anything else.
He just brings...
Dude throws like 110. He's 6'6". He looks like a Norse god and just...
Can you imagine getting in the batter's box?
No.
And seeing this guy hair flying at 6'6" and just rear back and bring the smoke.
I used to ask people all the time, that played, who was the most dangerous, who's the person you'd like to face the least? Randy Johnson always came up. Clemens was another one. Clemens just used to disrespect people, and that's the thing that got it with him. John Smoltz was another one. But for today, Thor and Chapman would probably be about the two that I wouldn't want to see. Dude throws a 91 mile an hour slider.
Oh yeah,
no,
bad dude.
Pass.
Bad dude.
I'll take.
Coach, I don't feel
Coach,
good. Coach, my elbow's
I'm
hurt.
sorry. Hey, you didn't swing. Coach, I thought you gave me the take sign. I don't know.
For 3
I
pitches.
thought you went 4. Take. But, yep.
He's doing the curly shuffle.
That's right.
In the batter's box.
Yep.
Now, when you say Clemens disrespected guys, what do you mean? He just define disrespect.
He would try to quick pitch or, The one story that stands out, Lenny Webster. You remember Lenny Webster?
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't a very well-known guy, but he was a catcher back in the 90s. Orioles, I think Twins. I was talking with him one time, and he's like, he gives me Clemens, and he says, well, he tried to punk me once. I was in the batter's box, and he tried to quick pitch me. I'd step out, and then he tried to do it again. I stepped out again, and then he had some expletives that we can't say over the air, and he's like, and he told him what he's going to throw. He's like, Lenny, let's go, fastball. Lenny got in the box and lined one back up the middle at him. He caught it. He's like, but he never did it to me again. So he would disrespect you until you earned his respect, and then he would, pitch accordingly. But if you hadn't done anything against him, they said he would try to disrespect you, put you on your hind parts, and just get rid of you as fast as possible.
He could back it up too.
He was good.
Bad dude.
He was a bad dude.
Bad dude. So we got Syndergaard today and Julio Teheran for the Bravos, again cranking it up in New York later on. We've got tickets rolling right here again at Bristol Motor Speedway. You go 1-800-792-0626, 423 Bristol here in the immediate Tri-Cities, which you can come here in the lobby of the Bruton Smith Building and walk up and get your tickets, or go to the website at bristoltix.com, and you are getting ever so closer, obviously, getting more and more inquiries. Foot traffic in here today has even been noticeably more since last Monday. We'll be here the next 2 Mondays, so tis the season, but they can order in any of those ways, calling or getting on the computer and order them on the computer. Right?
You can order them on your phone, digitally. We're on where we have mobile optimized websites and everything. You can go on there, purchase tickets, just a couple of clicks, and have them delivered right to your phone, just like a boarding pass is going to an airport. So we've got as much technology as we can handle right now, and hopefully there's something out there that works for you.
There you go. I mean, there's lots of options: in person, over the phone, on the computer, on your phone, as you said.
Throw up a smoke signal. We'll come find you. Just
make it
bright enough.
Me and Landon will load up the wagons.
Let's go. We'll bring you your tickets.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you.
Hey, great to see you.
He's awesome. As always, we appreciate him very much. Take a quick break. We'll be right back. We're going to go to Cincinnati. We're going to go live, and we're going to talk to my man Dave from Riding the Wave, Dave's show from WKRC in Cincinnati. He joins us next on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City takes care of both male and female customers, but owner Kim Smith says they have a special care and concern for ladies.
Being a female in what's considered a man's business, I understand the trepidation that women may have when they come to the shop. They feel like they don't know about cars, they might be intimidated, but that's not the way we do business. Everybody's treated the same. We take the time to explain anything that they have questions about, the repair, the process, the part. We want to make sure people are comfortable with what we're going to do to their vehicle and that they understand. We do cater to women in a sense. We have a real nice waiting room with nice Keurig coffee and flavored creamers, air-conditioned, cushioned seats, TV, everything a girl could want while she waits for her car to be fixed.
American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City, open 6 days a week. Call today at 913-3111. At Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics, they treat thousands of patients each year dealing with diabetes and its effects. Diabetes overtaking our nation and leaving a path of destruction behind. Through wound care, office visits, and preventive care, they see most of the patients after a problem arises. Using diabetic footwear such as shoes and inserts, a great way to prevent or prolong skin breakdown and amputation. At Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics, they use only custom molds from patient mold inserts, which further ensure a great recovery, or better yet, prevents a wound from happening. They use custom molded shoes, bracing, custom inserts, and extra depth diabetic shoes to prevent wounds or other skin issues from beginning. Call today, 1-800-524-4447. 39 years, 6 locations, 1 family. Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics, 1-800-524-4447. If you're catching some waves or just playing in the yard, it is important to protect yourself. You may not feel the sun's heat, but UV rays can still damage your skin even in cloudy weather. Blue Lizard Sunscreen, recommended by pharmacists and dermatologists nationwide. Our SPF 30-plus formulations use only the highest quality ingredients for broad spectrum protection. As a reminder to protect yourself, our bottle turns blue when UV light is present. Blue Lizard, we've got you covered.
From the driveways where your kids play basketball and ride their bicycles, to the parking lots at your local church or grocery store, Bracken Paving is an important part of many neighborhoods in our area. No matter how large or how small the job, Bracken strives for excellence in every service they provide. It's a foundation for a strong community. Discover the difference at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. Give us a call or visit us online at brackenpaving.com.
And we're back live again to the Tom Thurman Sports Show. Again on camera, you can see we're in the lobby of the Bruton Smith Building at Bristol Motor Speedway. We're 19 days out from the world's fastest half mile. We're getting ready to go racing, and it's going to be a lot of fun, of course, because they're coming to town, the lads of NASCAR. We got one more stop. This week they'll be in Texas. They'll take the Easter weekend off and come to Bristol in 19 days. And that is here. Now, in Cincinnati and in Ohio, in particular Cincinnati, it's opening day of Major League Baseball. Now, I have hooked up with a guy, and he's on the phone with us, Dave Martin from Ride the Wave with Dave show every Saturday night on WKRC in Cincinnati. Good morning, Dave. How you doing, my friend? Or actually, good afternoon.
Great, Tommy. Great, Tommy. It's a pleasure to join you. And, yeah, we have liftoff here in Cincinnati. The parade is actually just kind of finishing up right now, and that's the 98th annual Finley Market Parade, and your buddy Chip is out there driving the big WLW van 700, which is the nation's station here in the Cincinnati tri-state area, and I'm sure pretty much everybody's heard of that. But now it's an exciting time here in Cincinnati and really all over Ohio, because, you know, we've got two teams, and I've kind of always followed both the teams, but I'll give you a little brief rundown on the Reds. You know, the Reds are definitely in a transition type of season. They've added a lot of new young players, and headlines from Cincinnati Enquirer yesterday is talking about how the Reds have a singular purpose this year, is to develop a lot of that young talent, decide what veterans they're going to keep, because they figure it's going to be at least about a 3-year type of project. They've got a lot of different arms that they've gathered up, and a lot of injuries with their pitching staff. They've got a guy that they signed to a 1-year contract, and I haven't really followed him a lot, but he's had a good spring training. Scott Feldman is going to be the opening day starter today, and right now the game could be a little bit in question, Tom, because we've got, cloudy, overcast skies and a good chance of rain showers and stuff like that, but it will be a packed house for sure. Opening day in Cincinnati is as big as anywhere in the country, Tommy.
Yeah, and they have the parade, and of course, for us that have never been there in Cincinnati, so they actually have a parade in downtown Cincinnati day of, and then, of course, everybody goes to the ballpark. It's just a big festive occasion, and a lot of folks take off work to be out there for opening day, right?
Well, yeah, a lot of people do, especially your government and city employees. But us working stiffs like me and you, we're still working away. And I sling a hammer and a rake and a paintbrush, so I kind of do a little bit of everything. And my customers want me there on the job; they don't want me hanging out there and having some brewskis down there watching the Reds. Well, with that Obamacare and stuff like that, I mean, I think we'll be all working until we meet the leader up above, if you know what I mean. But no, it's a festive day. There's no question about it. And the Reds could surprise people, and there's definitely talent on the team, led by Joey Votto. Kind of a perennial all-star with the big stick, and a heck of a cool guy. And everybody's got to have a wait and look type of thing and see what happens. The biggest question mark for any Cincinnati Reds fans is going to be their bullpen this year. They signed a new guy to be their closer, and last year the bullpen was I don't want to say they were a bunch of clowns because I hate to put the bad mouth on clowns, but I keep teasing everybody that I'm about ready to come out of retirement. You know, my arm's still pretty strong and stuff like that. You know, and you know, help shore up their bullpen. But you know, I think they're going to be a big improvement in the pitching staff. Maybe later on in the year, Homer Bailey can come back from his arm problems, but. So that kind of gives you a little flavor on the Cincinnati Reds. But, you know, the Reds are in a tough division. I mean, when you got the Chicago Cubs and you got St. Louis and you got, you know, their good buddies, the Pittsburgh Pirates, you know, it's a competitive division. But, you know, let me give you guys a flavor, Tom, because I'm sure people would like to know about the other end of the state here in the Buckeye State with the Cleveland Indians. I'll refresh any worry memories that the Indians actually made it to the World Series and surprised really everybody, especially the Cleveland sport beat writers. And they made it to the World Series, and actually it was leading 3-1. And I don't know whether they kind of choked or whatever, but the curse was lifted off the Chicago Cubs, and of course they're World Series champs, and it was a great comeback by them. But the Tribe have really improved their team overall this year. And, you know, I don't follow baseball as closely, Tom, because I'm so busy working and all the other stuff. But I can tell you that probably the Cleveland Indians starting pitching rotation is as good as anybody in the major leagues. And they've got a great bullpen. They've got a real strong closer. And this kid that they picked up from the Yankees, the Miller kid, a big, rangy left-hander, he was absolutely spectacular. And he's probably the number one singular reason why the Indians did make it all the way to the World Series. So they're expecting real big things up there in Cleveland this year. So, you know, from time to time, I'll give you an update on both of those. And one of the other things, since I'm such a sports guy and I'm from Central Ohio, I'm sure you got a lot of OSU Buckeye fans down there in your neck of the woods, right?
Oh, yes. They bleed orange and black, or red and black down there. You better believe it. Oh, yeah.
but you know, here's the funny thing. I mean, right now for us sports guys, listen to this, Tommy. For us sports guys, I mean, this time of year, does it get any more exciting? Because tonight we got the big national, you know, championship game with Gonzaga and perennial powerhouse North Carolina Tar Heels. And we've got NHL hockey, the Stanley Cup getting ready to roll. We got the start of, you know, the baseball season. And does football ever leave? I mean, football's becoming what, a 12-month type of deal. And so let me just give you guys a flavor that right here in Columbus, Ohio, you know, everybody's already all hyped up because we've got about, 13 days before the Buckeyes have a little old scrimmage game, and only about 100,000 of their best fans show up for it, if you can believe that, for a spring preseason game. But, you know, football, man, it doesn't leave our reach. I mean, there's maybe about a month off, and that's going to be heating up. And I'll let everybody know that your good buddy Urban Meyer, you know, from down there in Florida way, ex-Gator, yeah. Of course, that's a tongue-in-cheek joke, but Urban Meyer is absolutely loaded for bear this year. I'll let everybody know that even though the Buckeyes had a lot of underclassmen file for the pros and they lost some talented seniors, they are going to be back. They're going to be back with a vengeance. They've got a mission. When you take a 31-0 spanking and you're Urban Meyer, he's not, I don't know how many nights he actually got a good night's sleep, but the Ohio State Buckeyes are going to be a force to reckon with this year, led by their starter that's coming back, and Big Ten MVP J.T. Barrett. They've got some new coaches, offensive guys, a new quarterback coach, and you know, the saying around here is, you know, you don't rebuild, you just reload, and that is an absolute true statement. So I would let everybody know that the Ohio State Buckeyes, they're getting primed up, I'm telling you, and they're going to make a run. And, of course, you know, Alabama's going to be the number one target on their radar screen, and I know they'd love to see Clemson again. I don't know if Clemson will be that strong, but the sports world is just, it's flowing, Tommy. I mean, and we haven't even talked about your buddies in their NASCAR.
It is buzzing. Yeah, we're here again at Bristol Motor Speedway. Of course, we got Brad Keselowski, two-time winner so far in 2017, but Kyle Larson leads the points. They head off to Texas, and they'll be off for the Easter weekend next weekend. Then we'll be rolling in here to Bristol 19 days. The ticket office here has been very busy today. Both foot traffic and the phones have been hopping to sell tickets. So, yeah, it's a great time of the year for sports. And, you know, every Saturday night we got to talk about your show, Riding the Wave with Dave, man. I love it. And tell folks down here in this neck of the woods how they can hear your show on Saturday evening.
Well, you know, thank you very much. I appreciate that. And I'll let all your fans know that, man, you've just done a spectacular job, and I've gotten such great feedback from you, Tom, calling up on Saturday night, being a big part of the show and talking the NASCAR and letting everybody know what's going on with that, because this truly is a very exciting year in NASCAR because, like we've talked about, all the young guns and the new teams, and it's been exciting, the new format. And it's going to be a spectacular year, and it's rekindled, you know, my interest from a long time ago. But yeah, my show's you could say it's a little biker show, and I've actually got some press clippings here someplace. But oh yeah, everybody says, Dave, what the hell is Riding the Wave with Dave? And I say, well, you know, as soon as I figure it out, I'll be sure to let you guys know. But honest to God truth, here's what it is, guys. You know, I'm kind of a retro type of guy, like you, Tom, right?
Right. And old school.
And so I like to talk about the hot rod car guys, bike rallies, because I happen to have a little old Harley and have ridden for a number of years. I cover the musical scene, whether it's the national acts coming into the tri-state area or the great local talent that we have around here. You know, I cover entertainment, festivals, community events, and oh yeah, sports. So, you know, I pretty much do it all, and, you know, it's just a 2-hour show on Saturday, but, you know, nowadays with social media, with Facebook Live, I'm kind of here, there, and everywhere, and I do have, for your audience, anybody who would want to check it out and see more about me, I've got a YouTube channel, and nowadays I get feedback that more people watch videos and watch stuff on YouTube as they do anything else. But on YouTube, if you go to Riding, R-I-D-I-N, Riding the Wave with Dave, I've got some over 100 great videos on there, and a lot of the stuff with the motorcycle world, and a lot of cool interviews and stuff that I've filmed in the past. And, you know, I usually do all the filming. I do all the editing, and I even star him sometimes. So you do it all, you know, when you're doing the social media thing, but it's a lot of fun. I've got some cool, edgy interviews in there with some top-notch people, and I'm sure everybody's heard of Eric Estrada, you know, John Poncherella from Chips. I've got some cool stuff with him. Your buddy Darryl Worley from down there in Tennessee, in one of the truly great country music artists. I've got a cool interview with him on his tour bus. You know, I'm good buddies with the Kentucky Headhunters. I've got stuff like that. So, you know, I've got everything in the motorcycle world to the entertainment world. So you guys can check that out. And I'll be putting more stuff on in the future. But as far as the radio show, the one thing that I like to tell everybody is Saturday night, 9 to 11, if you can't have a good time on the radio, when can you have, Tommy, right?
That's true. That's exactly right. And you do have a good time. So tell us how we can find you either on Facebook or internet or on the radio. How can we find you down here in Tennessee?
Yeah, if anybody wants to listen to the show, you can go to 55krc.com, and they have a listen live button. Or if you have the iHeartRadio app, you can tune in 55KRC on the iHeart Radio app and listen Saturday nights 9 to 11. And like I say, Tom, you've been a regular guest on there, and I pretty much talk about everything. But if you want to look me up on Facebook, it's Riding, R-I-D-I-N, Riding the Wave with Dave, and you know, follow me on Facebook. And you know, Saturday nights, you know, every weekend, Tom, the show has a little bit of a different flavor. But I do kind of always specialize in talking about the biker community. And, you know, the biker community, Tom, believe it or not, it's not a bunch of rednecks out in the sticks. You know, it's doctors and attorneys and business people and veterans and law enforcement. And it's just, you know, people that love to get out in the wind with 2 wheels or maybe 3 wheels under them and have a good time. And they do a lot of wonderful things in the Cincinnati and all around the country, really, in the motorcycle world. I attended two special events where they raised a lot of money for a gentleman that's having some real serious medical issues, and they raised close to $13,000 in one night. Wow. Saturday night, and about 500 bikers turned out for this gentleman, and he was there in person. He has just had a serious operation, but he was in a wheelchair and stuff, but he's on the road to recovery, and the people were so excited to see him there, and the bands were donating their time and energy to play for him, a ton of volunteers, and that highlights the biker community. And then yesterday, Tommy, I was at another big biker event, and people can appreciate this, and this is to help support our veterans, and there's a thing called honor flights, and it used to really specialize on taking the World War II vets to Washington, D.C. They'd fly them out there and tour them around, and they'd be escorted, and they'd bring them back. When they come back to the airport, over 1,000 people turn out with bagpipes, music playing for them, flags everywhere. And these guys, the tears would just stream down their face, are World War II vets. Well, now, we're losing so many of them, they've kind of shifted gears where they've included our Korean vets, and they've included our wonderful Vietnam vets that never got any support when they returned from that pathetic war way back. So this event yesterday was to help support our veterans, and the girls that put it on, the Skull Sisters here locally, did a wonderful job. They helped raise money, and it just helps to highlight what the motorcycle community is. And I know you guys got a real good, strong motorcycle community down in Tennessee, and I've attended events down there. But it's really all over the country. So, people have a lot of fun listening to my show because I'm a biker type of dude. Sometimes I claim to be a little bit of a surfer dude, but that's a whole different story, if you know what I mean. But we won't go into any other details on that, Tom, but it's a lot of fun. And sincerely, I really appreciate everything you've done this year to help me out. And I'm looking to expand the shows and talking to a couple other radio stations. So, there may be some breaking news here on down the road, and I'll be sure to let you know in your audience. And I know you do such a tremendous job there with everything you do with your shows and your involvement in the community. So, my bandana or hat's always tipped to you, brother.
You got it. I enjoy talking to you, and of course, he'll be there on Saturday night from 9 to 11, riding away with Dave at WKRC in Cincinnati. Hey, man, great visit, great report, and keep smiling. I'll talk to you this weekend, all right?
I'll keep it up. Thanks, brother.
Yep.
Thank you.
Great job, our buddy Dave Martin from WKRC in Cincinnati. Good job, and we appreciate him very much being with us here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. We are live again, as we say, at Bristol Motor Speedway outside the ticket office, and again, those tickets are ready to roll, and so you can get your tickets very simply by going to the phone at 423-BRISTOL, BristolTix.com. Also, as Landon said, go on you have an app on your phone to get your tickets that way, but again, 423-BRISTOL here locally, 1-800-792-0626 around the country, or BristolTix.com, any of those ways. Or if you want to win tickets, there you go. Go on the right there on my website, TomTaylorSports.com/contest, and get your name in the bucket, giving away a family 4-pack this coming Friday, as we have for the last 3 Fridays. Jennifer Carr of Elizabethton, Deanna Jilton of Johnson City, and our latest winner, Friday, Jimmy Conkin of Fall Branch won. So all you got to do is go to TomTaylorSports.com/contest to enter, and good luck, because we'll give away another 4-pack coming up this Friday, getting ever so closer, 19 days away from the racing the world's fastest half mile. If you've never been here, it is unbelievable what they do here in the world's fastest half mile, getting ready for some great racing, again with the Bush's Beans Pole Day on the 21st, the 22nd, the doubleheader, the Auto Zombie 125, and also the Fitzgerald Auto Kits 300. And then on Sunday, the Food City 500, the 25th anniversary of the second longest running sponsored event in NASCAR. The only one's had more longevity in NASCAR has been Coca-Cola. It's the 25th anniversary of the Food City 500 coming up right here again in 19 days on the Sunday, April the 23rd. Of course, this week they're going to be at Texas for the O'Reilly Auto Parts, then the week off for Easter, then in here to the world's fastest half mile at Bristol Motor Speedway. Quick break, we'll be right back. We got more for you. We're going to take a look at Jerry Jones and marijuana. What's this guy talking about? We'll tell you all about this coming up next year on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
At FCA, we're touching millions one heart at a time. Since 1954, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes has been putting the heart and soul in sports by challenging athletes and coaches to impact the world for Jesus Christ. As the largest sports ministry in the world, FCA now reaches over 2 million people annually on the professional, college, high school, junior high, and youth levels. Through this shared passion for athletics and faith, lives are changed, one heart at a time. Learn more at fca.org.
American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City takes care of both male and female customers, but owner Kim Smith says they have a special care and concern for ladies.
Being a female in what's considered a man's business, I understand the trepidation that women may have when they come to the shop. They feel like they don't know about cars, they might be intimidated, but that's not the way we do business. Everybody's treated the same. We take the time to explain anything that they have questions about, the repair, the process, the parts. We want to make sure people are comfortable with what we're going to do to their vehicle and that they understand. We do cater to women in a sense. We have a real nice waiting room with nice Keurig coffee and flavored creamers, air-conditioned, cushioned seats, TV, everything a girl could want while she waits for her car to be fixed.
American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City, open 6 days a week. Call today at 913-3111.
It's Friday night at 7 o'clock. You've been involved in a car accident. You may be out of state on vacation or just a few miles from home. What do you do? Who do you call? At Farmers Insurance Group, one call is all you have to make. Hello, this is Jim Klein, an agent with Farmers Insurance. It's called One and Done. You don't have to wait till Monday morning to file a claim. You can make the initial call and we'll begin right away to help you. We assist you in moving the vehicle to a certified repair shop, getting you set up with rental car, and informing your agent. Then here at the staff at Jim Klein Farmers Insurance, we follow the claim through to the end. It's that easy. One and Done. We're your one and done location for all your insurance needs. Auto, home, life, commercial, workers' comp, and bonds. We can help you with all your insurance needs. Give me a call today, Jim Klein Farmers Insurance at 247-5400. Your one and done location in Kingsport, 247-5400.
Any day is a good day to get a tray from Chick-fil-A. Over 10 to choose from. Perfect for having the gang over to watch the big game, birthday parties, church get-togethers, backyard gatherings, everything from fruit trays to garden salad trays to nuggets and chicken strip trays. And for the sweet tooth, try the cinnamon cluster or chocolate chunk cookie tray. So you see, any day is a good day to get a tray from Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A at the Crossings in North Johnson City.
And we're back live with the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Let's go to the phone. He's there. My man is in the house, the Gator Man from Cherokee Barbershop. Good afternoon, sir. How you doing?
Hello, Tom. Is that you?
That's me. Is that you over there, Gator? Is that you, my friend?
It is. It is.
Well, if you can see
Gator loving this rain.
There you go. If you can see on the screen, the locks are the length, and when they get long enough to get them cut for Pantene to make them, I'm going to send my hair off to have wigs made for folks going through radiation or chemotherapy. So when I get to that point, the man's going to cut my hair is the one I'm talking to right now, the one they simply call the Gator Man. And we forgot to measure it the other day. Is it getting close? I hope it is. Is it getting close to getting cut? What'd you think?
I'd say you got about another half inch to go.
That's what I'm thinking. So that's what I keep hearing. So when we do get a cut, we get a cut from my man, Cherokee Barbershop again in South Johnson, who's off today. Now, have you fluffed and folded today?
I've been doing everything. I woke up at 2 o'clock this morning, and I've been going ever since.
What time did you go to bed, may I ask?
Oh, goodness. I couldn't tell you. I fell asleep in my chair. I got up out of my chair around 8:30 and went to bed, so there's no telling when I fell asleep in my chair.
Did you go to the laundromat?
I did.
Okay. Did you run into the lady that talks to you and hits on you and speaks Spanish?
I was there so early there wasn't anybody there.
Wasn't anybody there, and that's the way you like it. You want to be.
That's the way I like it. Yep. Nobody needs to see my underwear.
No. Nor do I want to talk about your underwear, so you got it. I don't want to see it, and I sure as heck don't want to talk about it. So, what do you think about this basketball game tonight? North Carolina Gonzaga, what do you think?
Well, I think it's starting too late if you ask me, but I'm pulling for Gonzaga.
Really? Now, you're a Southern boy.
Yep.
Why would you not go for North Carolina?
Yeah. Just because everybody else is.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, there you go. So.
But starting at 9:20 tonight, I don't think they're going to have very many people watching.
I said that earlier in the show that kids won't be able to watch it, and of course, folks that are working have to get up the next day. I mean, you're talking probably 12:30, 1 o'clock before the game's over, time to do the extended halftime. So, yeah, not real conducive for us to watch it on the East Coast, and for folks in North Carolina to watch it because it doesn't start till 9:20. So that's a late start time for the folks in the South to watch the Tar Heels for sure. So, but you think Gonzaga's going to win, right?
Yeah, they're just hot. I mean, they don't miss. It doesn't seem like.
All right. Well, see, if the television commentators would take your lead, it'd be a whole lot shorter of shows that they do. You just said, what was the end you just said?
They're hot. They don't miss.
They're hot. They don't miss. So there you go. That's the 2-hour analysis by the Gator Man put down in 2 sentences. They're hot and they don't miss.
See, if we were to do it that way, they could play the game at 7 o'clock.
And you could, and you'd be able to watch it because you'll be asleep by 9:20 if I know you. So.
Oh, I'll be asleep by 8:20.
Now, the other big thing happening this week, of course, you got Major League Baseball starting today. We just talked to Dave in Cincinnati about the Reds opening day. You've got the Final Four in the National Championship tonight. But you also have in Augusta the Masters. And so this is, in your opinion, one of the primo events in all of sports, correct?
Correct. If there was only one sporting event I could watch, the Masters would be it.
All right. So, and I don't play golf, so we're ready for the quiz show here. We're talking to the Gator Man from Cherokee Barbershop. 5 true and false questions, and the topic is golf. Is that correct?
It is the Masters.
Yeah. Oh, it is the Masters specifically, which I have no clue about.
Specifically the Masters.
If I get
hey, it's 50-50.
I know, but if I get any of them right, I'm going to be very, very happy because I don't know anything about the Masters, and you know the rest of the story and Gone with the Wind. So here we go. Let's take question number 1. See if I can see what I can do here. Take a shot at it.
Question number 1 is the green jacket, which is what the winner gets at Augusta.
Well, I know that much.
That has been a tradition for the winner since 1949.
So we're looking for the date, 1949. They started
True or
wearing
false?
the green jacket in 1949. I'm going to say that's false.
That is true.
So I missed that one already?
You missed that one already.
Okay.
And I've enjoyed being on your show today.
Yeah, you're very good. It's going to be an abbreviated visit. Number 2. There you go. Number 2. Tell me what number 2 is, please.
Augusta National was once an indigo plantation.
Oh, that's true. Has to be. That's so wild.
That is true.
Yeah, that had to be. I know you well enough that that's so corny. Yeah. So it was an indigo plantation. Question number 3.
Gary Player was the first non-American to win the Masters. True or false?
Gary Player, the first non-American to win the Masters. Boy, this is when I need Drew Bedard down here or somebody. Gary Player was the first non-American to win the Masters. I'm going to say that is true.
That is true.
There you go.
1961 is when he won it for the first time. So you're doing pretty good.
I'm 2 for 3. Well, something I have no clue about, don't care about. So, all right, here we go. Number 4.
Yeah. The youngest player to ever make the cut was 14 years old. True or false?
False.
That was true.
Oh, boy. All right, so.
And he did it just a few years ago, too.
So, 2 for 4. All right, so we can close strong here. Number 5.
Oh, do you know who Bobby Jones is?
Who?
Bobby Jones.
Oh, yeah, Bobby Jones,
yeah.
I know Bobby.
Not the gospel.
No, I know Bobby
Not
Jones,
the gospel singer. Okay.
They made a movie about him, didn't they?
That's right.
Yeah, the greatest shot ever played or something like that, so.
He is the only amateur to win the Masters. True or false?
Oh, that's true. So.
That is false.
Well, there's 3 stupid questions out of 5. Okay, so that's good.
Hey, 2 out of 5?
At least I In all seriousness, I'm surprised I got any of them. So I got 2. So the question from Bobby Jones, so what is the right answer?
False. No amateur has ever won the Masters.
The Masters? All right, so that is false. All right, so 2 for 5, and I'm really proud of myself because I never dreamed I'd get anything right, but there you go. Tell me
I'm proud of you too, Tom.
Thank you, sir. Tell me again about the Cherokee Barbershop. You're closed today. You're open Tuesday through Saturday. Tell me about it, would you please?
That's right. Tuesday through Friday, it's 8:30 to 5, and Saturday's 8:30 to 12. Just come on in and get a haircut, a shave, hang out, and it's amazing what you can learn in a barbershop.
Oh yeah, I was down the other day, and they were you guys were chewing the fat on Saturday, and I was in there for sure. So.
Oh, Saturdays are getting crazy.
Yeah. So.
Now I will be closed this Friday in observance of Good Friday. I'm gonna take Good Friday off.
Well, it's not this Friday though, so it's next Friday.
You sure it's not this?
Yes.
Oh, well, next Friday then.
Yeah.
I don't even know what day it is today.
Today's Monday the 3rd, so this Friday would be the 7th. So you're talking next Friday a week on the 14th.
Be the next Friday, the 14th.
Yeah, you'll be observing Good Friday, as we all should. That's the day he
well, we can take Martin Luther King today and presidents and veterans. I think Jesus is a little bit more important.
I think you're right. I think that's well put, my friend. So you will be closed next Friday, but open tomorrow, ready to go Tuesday through Saturday. Haircuts are free. The cup of coffee cost you what now?
$11.
$11.
And it's Black Rifle Coffee.
It's Black Rifle Coffee. What does that mean?
Black Rifle Coffee is a coffee company where a portion of the proceeds go to veterans, law enforcement officers, and the Second Amendment rights groups.
That's cool.
So,
I thought you were trying to be funny again, but you're being serious.
No, I'm supporting the veterans and the law officers and our Second Amendment.
See, even the little people say he's such a trickster. We never know when he's telling. So I never know when you're telling the truth. So Black Rifle Coffee is legit.
It is legit, and it's good coffee.
All right, and it helps to do what now? Supports who?
It supports the veterans, law enforcement officers, and Second Amendment rights.
Okay, good stuff. That's our man, the Gator Man, again, Cherokee Barbershop, again, South Roan Street here in, well, I'm not here, I'm in Bristol, but in Johnson City on South Roan Street. Give us the hours you're open, my friend.
Tuesday through Friday, 8:30 to 5, Saturday, 8:30 to 12.
There you go. Closed today. Now, are you done with all your errands? You've been going since 2 o'clock this morning. Are you done? You have anything else?
No, I'm sitting in the bank parking lot right now, and then after this, I've got to go pay my rent for my house, and then I think that's it. I might just put off Walmart till tomorrow.
I would. It's raining. You're gonna get your feathers wet. I'd do Walmart tomorrow. I wouldn't even fool with it today. Nah, I'd be done with it.
I might do that.
I think you should go home and kind of hunker down, and get ready for the ball game that you're gonna fall asleep for. So.
Oh, I'll be asleep before it comes on.
All right, National Football Foundation coming up at the end of April. Tell us about that again. It's going to be another great evening or great morning. Get together and pass out some money. Tell me about it.
Yeah, we're having our banquet. We're going to give out some scholarships. We're going to recognize 8 student athletes. Very excited about it. It's our third banquet, and we're looking forward to the third one, then the fourth one, then the fifth one, then the sixth one, and just hoping to just keep this thing growing.
There you go. So that's the name of the game. It's coming up again on the 28th?
29th.
Saturday. 29th, Saturday, the 29th of April. It's going to be a big to-do, and looking forward to being part of that. It's always a lot of fun. It's a great fellowship, and give out some money to some deserving youngsters. It's all good, and I'm glad I get to be a part of it.
And we're glad you're a part of it too, Tom.
Oh, yeah, I am. So, all right, we're going to roll on here. My man Gator, so stay dry, keep smiling. You said go Gonzaga, and we will check in with you next Monday, all right?
Sounds like a plan.
All right, good job, my friend. Take care. I'll talk to you then.
All right, bye-bye.
Yep, that's our buddy, the Gator Man. Appreciate him very much being with us here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. We're about to wrap this thing up. Again, we're live at Bristol Motor Speedway. Hey, tomorrow we go with some really good food. The quest for perfect barbecue tomorrow. We're going to be at Phil's Dream Pit, right off of Eastern Star exit of Interstate 26. Wednesday we'll be at Chick-fil-A. Thursday we're going to be at Champion Chevrolet. And Friday we'll be at Food City, yet to be determined. So right back out on the trail we go. And this is we're beginning to wrap up show number 491 today And again, let's run down for you one more time. Major League Baseball, weather permitting, of course, getting these games in because of some inclement weather, in particular on the eastern seaboard. So in the National League, Miami and Washington starts in a couple of minutes. 1:10 first pitch. The Braves, Julio Teheran on the mound against Syndergaard, and the Mets in New York. That's a 1:10 first pitch. 2:05 this afternoon. The Pirates will be at Fenway, take on the Red Sox at 2:05, as we said. Colorado, Milwaukee, a 2:10 pitch. Philadelphia at Cincinnati, 4:10. They'll start that one, weather permitting, in Cincinnati. And the Dodgers with Clayton Kershaw on the hill on a 4:10 first pitch against San Diego, again in Chavez Ravine at Dodger Stadium. In the American League, again, Toronto at Baltimore. That's a 3:05 first pitch. Rain forecasted in Baltimore. Detroit at Chicago. Kansas City, Minnesota. The Indians will be at Texas tonight. Seattle and Houston tonight. And the Angels in Oakland tonight to battle the A's. So that's your Major League Baseball schedule for this first full day of baseball 2017. Hey, a big thank you to our guests. We got to close in and squeeze in, before we close out, I should say, we want to squeeze in one more guest, and that would be our man Kyle Busch, ready to go. And he had this to say about finishing second yesterday, led a lot of laps at Martinsville, but ended up losing to Brad Keselowski. And this is what Kyle Busch had to say about the race yesterday at Martinsville here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
Grasping for straws. He was way better than we were at that time. Just wasn't the same. Our car definitely changed there for the last run of the race, and we just didn't have what we needed in order to have the speed that we had all the rest of the day. We were able to drive away from the field. We led a lot of laps. We really had no contention there from a lot of people just past halfway, the rest of the way to the end. And then, you put a set of tires on and you lose 3/10. So that was pretty shameful, but, we come home P2, so that's all we had.
And as you heard, not a happy camper, obviously, Kyle Busch. You can hear it in his voice, and this guy likes to finish first, and I get that. So, again, finishing second yesterday, as we said, at Martinsville. They'll run this weekend the O'Reilly Auto Parts race, again, at Texas Motor Speedway, one of Bruton's tracks, one of our sister tracks here at Bristol. And, of course, get ready after an Easter weekend off. They'll crank it back up and come here in 19 days to the world's fastest half mile at Bristol Motor Speedway. Tickets again, want to one more time give you the numbers to call: 1-800-792-0626, locally 423 Bristol, and also on your computer simply go to BristolTix.com, and again the tickets are there for all the racing activities coming up in the first big racing weekend of 2017 here at Bristol in the spring race for the Food City 500 with Carl Edwards. Again, the winner a year ago will not be back, of course. We'll crown a new champion coming up for the Food City 500, on April the 23rd. So for our guest again today, Bill Robinson, joined us live from the Final Four in Phoenix. Also Dave Martin from WKRC in Cincinnati. Last time somebody called me Tommy, I thumped him. So, but anyway, he kept calling me Tommy, and that's okay. Dave is a piece of work. He sounds like and he looks like Bob Seger. Dead ringer for Bob Seger with the long hair and everything. Also Brad Keselowski, also Kyle Busch. Thanks also to Drew Bedard and also Landon Owens from right here at Bristol Motor Speedway. So we're out of time. We sincerely thank you for yours, and we'll be back up here next Monday ready to go. Coming up tomorrow, we're going to be live at Phil's Dream Pit, where we'll go after the quest for perfect barbecue. Can't wait. Nothing else, I'm going to eat good tomorrow. I love Phil's Dream Pit. Again, right off of the interstate of I-26, the Eastern Star exit. It's going to be a lot of fun. We'll be there tomorrow from 11 to 1 for our 492nd show of the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Again, a big thank you. I can't thank you enough to Jeremiah Clark from Appalachian Digital. He and Michael Smith, they, tell you what, they take care of me. I couldn't do this without them, in particular Jeremiah, and I really appreciate him, probably more than he realizes. So thanks again for him to kind of troubleshoot and get this thing rolling at yet another snag. It seems to be a daily occurrence and a snag, but he got it fixed for us, and we appreciate that very, very much. All right, we're out of time. We sincerely thank you for yours. Until tomorrow, from Phil's Dream Pit, again off of Eastern Star exit of I-26, we'll tell you, win or lose, be a good sport. Thanks for giving us a listen for the 491st show of the Tom Taylor Sports Show. So long, everybody.